What's up, wrestling fans? Joe White here. This is a kind of a impromptu edition of From Pillar to Post here. And as you can see on your screen, the wrestling world is now abuzz. I guess I don't want to say it, but I will say it. I saw a tweet out there that says, Chris Jericho has jumped to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Here's my take on this. First off, it's a one-off deal. This is only happening once. I full well expect. Heck, I would be shocked if Chris Jericho is not at WrestleMania next year. I would be fully shocked if McMahon doesn't go, goddamn pal, Jericho's popular. So here the pop he's getting, we got to book him. So, two, I look at it this way. A lot of people are like, Jericho had to talk to McMahon about this. No, he didn't. No, I don't think he did. And here's why I don't think he did. He's also doing this damn Ring of Honor cruise with this, what do they call it? The Sea of Honor tournament? I think what they're calling it. Oh, my God. The Sea of Honor tournament. It's going to be happening on a cruise ship. You're going to be having wrestling on a cruise ship. Imagine that. They've done that before, haven't they, with the Bruise Cruise back in the day? A lot of people are sitting there going, oh, well, why are you bringing in a 46-year-old part-timer? Well, the story here is, and if you bothered to listen to the commentary last night, Kevin Kelly and Don Callis selling it like gangbusters. Kudos to those guys. Damn good commentary. Last night or this morning, I should say. The story of it all is that Kenny has pretty much ran over everybody in New Japan. There's no one left worthy of facing him. He's beaten Okada. He's beaten, I think he beat Tanahashi. He's beaten everybody. Yeah, granted, he didn't win the, G1 or anything, but he's the U.S. champion. He's beaten everybody in that company pretty much within the past year. Who else are you going to have come off the indies to fight him? That's believable at this point. And some would say, yes, they've backed themselves into a corner where the only option left is Cody Rhodes, but the Cody thing isn't I do think that in 2018 we're going to see Cody Rhodes versus Kenny Omega in New Japan, but it's not going to be, it's going to be a little bit far off. And if anything, it'll be in the G1 next year, maybe. Maybe. So who else out there were you going to get that's on the indie scene today that isn't tied up with a contract somewhere to come in and face him and get that big match feel to it? I know there's a lot of people out there going, this guy could, guy X could do it because he wrestles good for Wrestle Circus, sir. But to me, this makes sense. This makes sense for a lot of reasons. One, the best in the world gimmick. It's something Jericho's tried before in WWE. Two, Jericho's really the only free agent out there that can still go, for the most part, still looks good for the most part. And I'm not saying he looks great or looks spectacular, because Jericho's definitely looked and worked better. But the name is just the Twitter war that they did leading up to this. They worked every fucking body. Admit it. If you thought during that entire Twitter war that this was going to lead up to this right here, you're fucking kidding yourself, and you're full of shit, because everybody was worked off this. And if anything, this proves how you use social media to your advantage. Instead of putting up a graphic saying we got more Twitter followers than the MLB, the MLS, and NHL combined, no, you do something like this with it. You use it to start a war. You use it to start a feud. Even if it's a one-off feud. And other people saying, oh, the part-timer. Why are you bringing in a part-timer? Again, the story here is that there's no full-timers left for him to beat. There may be a couple out there, but Cody being one of them. But Cody, to me, Still has a lot of grinding out there to do. He's had a hell of a year on the Indies, but he's not at Omega's level just yet. The only reason why you would have, the only logical reason you have to turn or to make that match would be to have Cody turn on the Bullet Club or the Bullet Club turn on Cody, vice versa, and have them, or have a power struggle, pardon the pun, inside of Bullet Club. And I don't think they're ready to pull the trigger on that yet. They announced that they're coming back to Long Beach, and I think they said February. That's good. But I'm excited for this. And all the people who say that they're going to not turn it in, that the match is going to be shit, wrong. One way or another, you're going to watch the match. And the problem is you're going to have preconceived notions going into it. So if you think it's going to be shitty, it's going to be shitty. Here's my take on this. It's different. It's something different. Everybody's comparing this to, well, Lesnar and Roman's going to be better. Are you fucking kidding me? From a work rate standpoint, is it going to be better? No. From a storytelling standpoint, it's got potential to be different. I don't think one's going to be really, it's apples and oranges to me, this New Japan, WWE stuff. It's apples and oranges, guys. WWE, it's a totally different style. It's a totally different form of story in all aspects. In all aspects. That's like me comparing CWF to any other indie fed out there. It's apples and oranges. From a storytelling aspect, from an episodic aspect, from a work rate aspect, from a work style aspect, it's apples and oranges. You really can't compare it. The fundamentals are there, and you just happen to have people like Jericho who can. It's gonna be interesting to me to see if Jericho can go back to working that style after working that WWE, WCW style for so long, because I believe it's been was it 1994? I want to say is the last time that he's worked in a New Japan ring, and I dare say maybe the New Japan style has even gotten more evolved since then. $1997, excuse me. He worked there for 1997 as the masked super Liger. And then he eventually worked just as Chris Jericho. He joined WWE in 1999. So he's not worked anywhere else for almost 20 years. He's a free agent. Why not? Explain to me why this shouldn't take place. Besides the fact of he's a part-timer. So is John Cena. So is Brock Lesnar. You don't bitch when they come in. You don't bitch when Jericho comes. Here's the problem I have with this. Jericho's a part-timer, yet he's coming off of probably his best WWE run ever with the Kevin Owens stuff. Here's the way I look at this match. I don't label it as good. I don't label it as bad. I don't label it as, bad booking. I don't label it as a part-timer coming back. You know how I look at this? It's different. It's intriguing. And like it or not, it's giving you a reason to want to see it, folks. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, I have no interest in seeing that because we know who's going over. Honestly, I can tell you who's probably going over when it comes to the Omega Jericho match. It's probably going to be Omega. My question is, where do you go after this? Where do you go after Omega Jericho? If Omega beats Jericho, that's just one more guy he's ran down. Where does he go from there? Do they put him with Tanahashi, or do they, But like they said on New Japan TV, this morning, he's beaten everybody. Is this going to be Omega's new gimmick? Is now he's the best in the world and they keep popping off people from the indies? I'll tell you another thing I like from this power struggle deal was the main event that they had with Tanahashi. Oh, shit, I gotta look it up. I had it right here in front of me. People are probably screaming at the computers, Joe's unprepared again. Joe's unprepared again. I don't care. It was Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi. Thank you, Holly. That was a hell of a match. And then after they had the Jay White deal, the Switchblade Jay White coming down. I like that Switchblade character. The gimmick and everything. Now, granted, with all the leather jacket, the leather pants, the black boots, the funky hair even, it comes off a little bit like a Kenny Omega knockoff. To the casual fan, it may come off that way, but to me, that's a Japanese character right there, man. Go play a Final Fantasy game and tell me if he doesn't look like a character ripped straight out of Final Fantasy. And I'm not talking about video game wrestling like what Jim Cornette says, oh, they all want to play video games. No, I'm talking about the look, just the look of the character, the mannerisms of the character. It can get over. I'm sorry if you're hearing a buzzing in the background. That's this little portable heater that I have down here. It's cold today here in Virginia. I tell you another match I like was Minoru Suzuki versus Yano. And a bull rope match. This match, man, was freaking amazing. Marty Scurll versus Ospreay I didn't watch because I'm not an Ospreay fan. But the Omega versus Beretta match was okay. Beretta, I think, has a long way to go. It's cemented to the fact that, Omega even put him over afterwards. Welcome to the heavyweight division. It was good. It's cemented the fact that Beretta is now split off from that Roppongi stuff. Overall, it was very good. TNA tonight, I don't have much hopes for. I really don't. The same set, same looking ring apron, 1,000-seat arena. I don't look for this to go anywhere. They fired all the reps. All the American reps, they fired them. Earl Hebner's gone. If Earl Hebner shows up on Sunday at WWE or at, what is it, if he shows up at Survivor Series, you're talking 97, 2007, 20 years. He shows back and then he makes his return at Survivor Series since, on the quote-unquote 20-year anniversary of the screw job. That's fucking crazy. Wouldn't it be? It'd be crazy. So I don't look for that to happen. But hey, he's back out there. He's looking for places to work. North Carolina's, he's from Virginia. North Carolina's not a far place to drive from Virginia. Maybe CWF uses him. That's a stretch right there, ain't it, folks? All the CWF brass are listening to this going, White's really starting to lose it. I am. My brain's turned into mush since I started this new job. So please forgive me. Everybody's asking what happens to the after show, the official, unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic after show. I will say what is going to happen to that on Wednesday night. I got my work schedule. I'm going to be working every single fucking Wednesday, late nights, it looks like. So I'm not going to be... I could do a show Wednesday night live, but it would probably be 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning before it even airs. And that's just too much. I'm off with this new schedule, I'm off every Thursday and Friday. I'm leaning towards doing like a Thursday morning show, Thursday midday show. I know the live audience aspect of it is going to tank, but my goal here is still to review that show before anybody else has a chance to. And it will be live. It will be live. That's why I'm kind of leaning toward Thursday mornings around 9, 10 a.m. I think it gives everybody else who follows me on that show a chance to go to bed early as well. I appreciate everybody who stays up and listens. I really do. But sadly, you know, I was forced to go back to work. So I can't. I just, you know, the job has to come first. And they're not going to bend my schedule to allow me to have Wednesdays off. It's just not going to happen. So that's the way it's going to be for now. As far as CWF shows I'm attending, it looks like Ultimate Survivor is going to be the last one till Battlecade again because I'm working every single weekend. Really having second thoughts about taking this job again, but oh well, it's gonna help pay the bills. So priorities, I guess. But that's where I'm gonna, you know, be doing from now on. I'm heavily leaning toward the Thursday morning, have like a morning show, do the CWF morning show on Thursdays. I guess, you know, the morning after with Joe White. How about that? How original is that? Probably not really, but the morning after with Joe White. I mean, so that might be what it ends up being, and it's still going to be new. You know, the only problem with that is guests. I may be able, you know, it's going to be harder to find guests to come on at Thursday morning at 8 a.m. So we'll see what happens. The after show's never going to end. I want it to be, honestly, if it was up to me, it would still be live Wednesdays at 10:30. But it's not. It's not up to me. It's not up to, you know, it's just not up to me. The powers to be decided to give me Thursdays and Fridays off. So that's the way it is, folks. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this. Leave your comments below on the CWF. Leave your comments below on the Omega Jericho match that's happening. I wonder if WWE holds a trademark to Y2J. I bet you they do, even though that crowd was chanting it like a motherfucker. And here's another thing. You got to admit, it's really hard to pop that Japanese crowd like that. And go back and listen to that reaction, man. Because that Japanese crowd's seen it all. Especially there, I think it was in Osaka. That's a tough crowd, man, to really get them up there and start chanting that shit. And they were, man. Anyway, I'm going to get off here now. Hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Share the content as well. You know, I would love for you to hit the like button. Love for you even more to hit the subscribe button. But that share thing, go ahead and spread the word here about from Pillar to Post. And we'll see you down the road.